It's all part of us. We can all choose love. It'll lift you up if you let it in. Let the healing begin. So won't you turn it up and tune it in and sing it loud again. It's all part of us. We can all choose love. It's easy to remember where you were on certain days. Never far away. Now an army of small angels are always looking down. 26 sweet faces from a small New England town. They're all
right, let's get this show on the road.
lift you up if you let it in. Let the healing begin. So won't you turn it up and tune it in and sing it loud over again. Hey, 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 oh. Times aren't always easy or easy to explain. Sometimes things just happen, and they're happening again. When a group of total strangers come together to be one, to build a place for children, to laugh and play and run. It's all part of us. We're all choosing love. It'll lift you up if you let it in. Let the healing begin. So won't you turn it up and tune it in and sing it loud over again. Come on. Hey, 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 oh. Hey, 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 oh. Why do some things happen and people go away? I swear it would be easy if everyone could stay. But there's a bigger plan out there. I've come to believe that choosing love instead of anger is the only way to peace. It's all part of us. We can all choose love. It'll lift you up if you let it in. Let the healing begin. So won't you turn it up and tune it in. Sing it loud over again. Hey, 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 oh. Hey, 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 oh. It's all part of us. We can all choose love.
Who's underneath? Joe. That screwed off.
And now I'd ask you to remove your hats and have a moment of silence for all of our departed brothers and sisters, our men and women of the armed forces, all our brothers and sisters from the police, fire, and EMS, and all the emergency services. I'd ask you to remember all who could not be here today, to all of our angels, especially the angels from Sandy Hook Elementary School for whom inspired this project. In a very special way, our hero and our angel here today, Sean Collier. Thank you. Well, it's my privilege here to welcome you here today. My name is Bill Lavin. I'm the founder of Where Angels Play Foundation, and I'd like to welcome you here to the dedication of this beautiful park in honor of Sean Collier. I would like to recognize once again an amazing, we didn't know what we were getting when we heard the Boston Children's Theater was coming, but please recognize those beautiful young men and women. In every place that we go, it's our privilege to partner with amazing communities. Wilmington has been no exception, I promise you. And it's my privilege to introduce to you the town manager, Jeff Hull. Jeff?
Thank you and good morning. Welcome to Wilmington and welcome to this special place we call Silver Lake. As you know, the dedication this morning with the playground is in a very special place for a very special person as a testament to Officer Sean Collier's life. I know we have a number of speakers here and we've all been directed to be very brief so that the most important members of our audience, the kids, can test out this playground as soon as possible. With that being said, I would like to acknowledge a number of people who are responsible for making this event possible. First, Mike Woods, the Public Works Director, and his staff, and notably Jerry Lawrenson, who are very much involved in, first of all, preparing the site and being right there with Bill and his crew as they put together this wonderful playground. Paula Looney, the town engineer, and Valerie Gingrich for their efforts in shepherding the proposal through the conservation process. Debbie Cipriani, the recreation director, who, as many of you know, is responsible for the Summer Beach program. Her efforts in consultation on this program were very important. I'd also like to acknowledge Kendra Amaral, the assistant town manager, for her efforts backstage, if you will, in terms of coordinating the logistics, working with Bill Lavin and his daughter, Mary Kate, in all those kind of off-scene issues, getting the word out and making sure that people were aware of this event. And also to recognize the Kiwanis Club. Some of you may recall that back in 2002, the Kiwanis dedicated a playground to this very space. And it had provided a great deal of pleasure for the kids for a number of years. Unfortunately, more recently, it had begun to show its signs of age. I talked to a representative from the Kiwanis about this project. He brought it back to his people, and they were very excited about this opportunity and endorsed this project. So I want to say hats off to the Kiwanis Club. There's a number of distinguished guests here, and no one more distinguished than the Collier family. And we want to, on behalf of the town of Wilmington, I want to personally thank the Collier family for agreeing to have this special place right here in Wilmington for Sean Collier, who is, as you know, is a native son. And certainly, above all, Bill Lavin, the founder of Where Angels Play, he was really the catalyst behind this whole project. And it's clear to me that his efforts and dedication show that this is a true calling for him. It's a passion, and for him, turning darkness into light, I think, is his mission. And I'm grateful for all of his efforts and the people that he's worked with. I'd also like to acknowledge our state legislative delegation. We have, on behalf of Representative Jim Maselli, Joe Marie O'Mahony. Also, Senator Bruce Tarr is with us today. And on behalf of our federal delegation, Ariel Vega Jr. is here representing Elizabeth Warren's office. and Kate Machette from U.S. Senator Ed Markey's office. We appreciate all of your being here on this very special occasion. Sean Collier and I never crossed paths in life, but from everything I've heard, he was the type of person that people gravitated to, that people wanted to be around. He enjoyed working with kids. He loved family and he loved his country's flag. He was eager to learn and took great pride in serving others through his work as a police officer. He has done what the late author, businessman, and motivational speaker Stephen Covey has encouraged each and every one of us to do, and that is to, quote, live, to love, to learn, and to leave a legacy, end quote. My sense is that captures the essence of Sean Collier. This play area, brought to us through the tremendous generosity of Bill Lavin and his Army of Angels, represents the seeds of joy, imagination, and possibility for our youngest generation. Seeds planted in honor of Sean. May this always be Sean's place to foster laughter, love, and joy. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. I would like to just call your attention to earlier you saw a plane and a banner plane going overhead, and it was something that we've done traditionally, and that is Sean's message to this community. His love of the American flag, family, and children was reflected there from the skies. I also want to point your attention to the water, that the American flag is out there as well. So from land and sea and air, we salute Sean here today. Okay, at this time in celebration of Sean, we have three speakers that are going to talk in a very personal way, and I'd ask them to come forward now. Matthew Hackett from the Wilmington Public Schools, Captain Michael Cabral from the Somerville Police Department, and Sean's boss, Chief John DeFava from MIT Police Department. If I could ask all three to come forward and to share some remarks.
Thank you. Today is a special day for Wilmington as we celebrate the life of Sean Collier. I was humbled when asked to speak at today's event, and I'm honored to be a part of this dedication. I was fortunate to have served both as Sean's teacher and tennis coach at Wilmington High School. Coaching Sean and teaching Sean was truly a pleasure. Sean made an immediate and lasting impression on me in two ways. First, Sean was always smiling. He was one of the nicest kids that I've ever known. He was such a happy kid that when he walked off the court after his matches, I assumed he had always won because of his ever-present smile. He also had an outstanding relationship with his peers. We had a great team dynamic, and Sean was such a big part of it. Second, Sean genuinely cared about others. He always put his teammates first and seemed grateful just to be a part of our team. Numerous times, he actually approached me and suggested that others play ahead of him. Moments like that speak volumes about one's character. That was the kind of teammate he was. That was the kind of person he was. Sean will always be remembered as a hero, and Wilmington is fortunate to have had Sean be a part of its special community. This playground not only ensures that kids will smile in Sean's memory, but also that with the help of Where Angels Play, Wilmington continues its strong tradition of giving back to its own. I consider myself extremely grateful for having known Sean and extremely proud to be from Wilmington. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Michael Cabral. I'm a Somerville police officer. I've been a police officer almost 30 years and a proud resident of Wilmington for almost 25 years. I had the opportunity to meet Sean several years ago when Sean was a criminal justice major at Salem State. Sean wanted an internship, and we provided him an internship with the Somerville Police Department. During that time, we all got to know Sean, and as Sean approached graduation, we all came to the realization that Sean needed to be a part of our family. So we hired Sean as a full-time Somerville Police civilian. And Sean did a fantastic job. He ended up joining our Somerville Auxiliary Police because he wanted to learn more about policing. And one day when I was the acting chief of police, Sean came to my office and said that he wanted to go to the police academy. And he wanted to know if I could make that possible. So I reached out to a friend at the Transit Police Academy, provided Sean the opportunity. The problem is that when you go to the police academy today as a self-sponsor, you have to pay your own way. The cost is approximately $3,000. Sean did that. And I said to Sean, what I will do is I will pay you a full paycheck. But what you need to do is you have to put in 40 hours a week, which means after the academy, put a couple hours in, come in on Saturday, come in on Sunday. And that's what I can do for you. Sean did it. Sean went to the academy 22 weeks, graduated #1 academically in the Transit Police Academy, not even knowing what the job would be when he graduates. He's coming back as a civilian with the Somerville Police Department. He did that. After graduation, I reached out to my good friend, former colonel of the Mass State Police, now chief of the MIT Police, John DeFava. I mentioned Sean to him. At some point in time, Sean applied for the MIT Police Department, was provided an interview, and Chief DeFava gave him the opportunity of a lifetime, allowing Sean to fulfill his dream to be a police officer. Sean loved being an MIT police officer. He made that ultimate sacrifice that unfortunately a lot of police officers have made in several years. Sean was loved by all of us. He was a special part of our police department, a special part of MIT, and a special part of Wilmington. I'm honored that I was given the opportunity to say a few words of what Sean means to me, my family, and the Somerville Police. Sean left us too soon. He did an amazing job, touched people's lives, made a difference in everybody's life that he touched. There are a lot of people to thank. And when I sat down with Bill Lavin, his daughter Mary Kate, the Collier family, and started to talk about putting this park together, I was honored that they thought of me to be a part of this. Today we're here at Silver Lake, looking at this beautiful park in Sean's memory. Something that as we drive by and we visit, we'll always remember Sean. I want to thank a lot of people. One especially is Lou Samaglia, one of our selectmen. I reached out to Lou because Lou and I had coached our sons in baseball and football. We had known each other for over 20 years. And I said to Lou, we want to put this in Wilmington, where Sean's family lives, where Sean went to high school. It would mean a lot to the town. Lou took the ball, he ran with it. He met with our town manager, Jeff Hull, as well as other representatives, and made this happen. Bill Lavin, you're an amazing person. To do this for people and for victims in their memory is something that I will always treasure and I greatly appreciate. Thank you, Bill. One person I want to thank more than anybody in this entire place, and that's Sean's mom. Because if she hadn't brought Sean into this world, none of us would be here today, and none of us would have been touched by Sean. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you.
Good morning and welcome to this dedication. I'd like to extend a particular warm welcome to the family of Sean and to congratulate them for their newest member of the family. 3 months? That's great. Congratulations. You know, it's interesting that there are so many different paths that would lead a person to a career in policing. For some, it's the logical continuation of military service. For others, it's a continuation of a family tradition or a legacy. Fathers, mothers, grandfathers, uncles, brothers having worn the uniform before them. Then there are that group of people that they're intrigued by the difference that they would do every day, the benefits, reasonable pay. And then for some, and I put myself in this group, life circumstances put you in a position where you need a job. However, when you're looking for that job, you don't realize at the time that fate has dealt you a really good hand, and you get to be part of a fraternity or a sorority that is truly among the best professions one can imagine. But then there's that few, that blessed few, that were born to wear the uniform. That they do it right every day. And that's what Sean Collier was. You know, I've been a cop for 42 years. I started when I was 12 years old. And I look at two events that surround the life of Sean Collier. One is that probably my greatest privilege in 42 years in uniform was knowing Sean. And the biggest tragedy of my career was losing Sean. He made such an impact on MIT that his legacy is as strong today, 2.5 years later, than it was before we lost him. He is remembered across that campus, which is a very, very unique and unusual place, on behalf of faculty, students, international students, the staff. Never a day goes by that he's not mentioned or talked about or people remember him. I mean, how many individuals have a research paper for cancer named after him? That's the way Sean reached people. The researchers, the sports teams, the students. He did everything right. I was never, ever, other than surprised at his wisdom for his years and his perception and the understanding. I mean, he just knew. Nobody told him that we had a group of people at MIT. They came from countries where police were just not their friends. And Sean understood that. And without being told, he made extra effort to make them understand that he was there to help them. Wisdom beyond his years. I'm a Wilmington resident. I moved here just before my children were born from Rosendale, when Rosie kind of became not a place I wanted to raise my children. And Silver Lake took on a special meeting because when my kids were born, we came to this beach. They played in the old playground. I taught them how to fish. I think my son and my daughter caught the same size fish about 12 times one day. And it has a special meaning for me here. And I think this memorial being in this location, at least for me, is extremely personal and very, very gratifying. But there's more to this memorial, and I think Bill said it best. This is truly going to come alive when the children test it and play it today, but it's living. It's testimony to what Sean was all about. He was about life, he was about love, and he was about people. So thank you very much. I think this is a wonderful day, sad circumstances, but this honors him more than anything else that's been done. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. It's clear to those from out of state that every police officer in the state of Massachusetts lives in Wilmington, Massachusetts. So thank you guys for all of that remarks. We obviously chose the right location. Before we hear from some of our other office holders and dignitaries, it's time for our presentation of the Where Angels Play flag. And I'm going to ask Bill and Ellie, Sean's grandma and grandpa, to join my brother Bob at our flagpole behind us as they help us raise the Where Angels Play flag. And while they're doing that, I'm going to ask our family, our new family from the Sandy Hook community, Michelle and Rob Orzachewski, and I'll also ask Tony Salvatore, assistant principal from Sandy Hook Elementary, to present the family, Joe and Kelly and Andy and Jennifer, with their flag. Our story begins in 9/11, and Joe Andruzzi from the New England Patriots knows all about that. He has three brothers from FDNY and really went through some very difficult times. In fact, recognizes his brothers and his dad as champions. So I want to recognize Joe Andruzzi and Matt Chatham, who are here, and between them own 7 Super Bowl rings. Pretty impressive, and you'll probably be able to point them out because they have a good view of everybody. And I want to give just Matt Chatham a special shout out, because as a long-suffering Jet fan in New England Patriots, he did spend a couple of years with our team as well. So I think that's appropriate. At this time, I'd like to ask Joe Andruzzi to just say a couple of brief words. Please welcome Super Bowl champion Joe Andruzzi.
Truly a great honor to be here today. I got asked to come out here, and I said most definitely, as well as my good friend and former teammate Matt Chatham, who were there during that great tragedy. And Bill kind of told you a synopsis of my family, and they're my heroes. I look up to them. They're running into burning buildings when everybody else is running out. My father was a New York City cop for over 20 years. Family of servicemen, and truly honored to be here. And after 9/11 was very tough on myself and my family. My one brother, who was one of the first responders, was running out while I was falling behind him. But then after the bombings at the marathon, it was gut-wrenching. And to turn around and to know that everybody who turned around that day and the days moving forward to lend a hand, everybody, there was more people running down Boylston Street than running away. So it was truly amazing. And, you know, Sean was right there with everyone those few days later. So to the Collier family, God bless you all. Sean's memory definitely lives on here. This is truly a great honor. Angels Play, great work that you guys do, and you know, knowing you know how tough it is, but knowing that you know every day counts and your time spent here is truly honored. So God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. At this time, I would privileged to introduce Joe Marie O'Mahony from James Maselli's office. Joe Marie.
Good morning. I'm here today on behalf of Representative Maselli, who unfortunately had a funeral to attend to of a dear friend. He sends his deepest regrets that he could not be here today for this very important and significant event for our community. He wanted me to make sure that I thanked over and over again where Angels Play for choosing this community to do this wonderful project, for the town of Wilmington for supporting it, and for all the different law enforcement agencies that are here today and that Sean represented, to have his memory live on in a place where our children play, and to see where it says police officers are our friends, and to have that reminder, especially in today's world, is just beautiful. And as I say to my children, and as the children of this community will feel when they play in this park, when we feel a brush of the wind on our cheek, or we feel a flutter in our heart, we know our angels are with us. So thank you for allowing this beautiful tribute to occur. And with that, I have a congratulatory citation from the House of Representatives. Be it hereby known to all that the Massachusetts House of Representatives offers its sincerest congratulations to the Sean Collier Memorial Playground in recognition of the grand opening of the Sean Collier Memorial Playground. This facility will stand as a testament to one of Wilmington's finest residents, MIT and Somerville police officer Sean Collier, who gave his life up for the protection of the community, the Commonwealth, and the country. May all who attend his park forever remember his sacrifice that helped preserve the freedoms we enjoy. The entire membership extends its very best wishes and expresses the hope for future good fortune and continued success in all endeavors. Given this 26th day of September 2016 at the State House by Robert A. DeLeo, Speaker of the House, offered by Representative James Maselli. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe Marie. At this time, it's my privilege to introduce Senator Bruce Tarr. Senator.
Thank you very much, Bill, and good morning. And certainly I'm humbled and honored to be with you today on this very important day for Wilmington, for the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, and for the United States of America. Humbled and honored because today we celebrate many, many things. And I want to say thank you to the Board of Selectmen, to Where Angels Play, to all of the folks that have worked hard to roll up their sleeves and create the resources and do the work to create this very special place that will live in our hearts forever. But I'm also here to say thank you to the men and women in law enforcement, in public safety, the Collier family, the people of this great community who never forget just how important it is to raise up the values that make our country great. And particularly to say thank you to everyone who's been involved in this venture for helping us come together and remember, commemorate, and think about a brighter future. And particularly today, I believe we celebrate two very special spirits. The spirit of partnership, the spirit that we've seen exemplified today by this community and by Where Angels Play. People from different parts of this country that believe in the words that we recited in the Pledge of Allegiance that we were so ably led in just a short time ago, that we in fact are indivisible. And the second spirit, the spirit of freedom. The spirit that says to us that where the others bring terror and darkness and harm, we will bring courage, and we will bring hope, and we will bring joy. The spirit that says when someone threatens us, someone in our public safety community, like a brave man named Sean Collier, will rise up and confront them. And when someone terrorizes our schools, we will rebuild, we will reopen, and we will educate children. And when someone tries to take our joy, we'll build a playground so that kids can come and know that people care about them and that they are blessed to live in the greatest nation on this earth, because as they will learn from their time in this playground to the time when they are adults, that they live in a nation that gives to them liberty and justice and freedom for all. That is Sean Collier. That is Wilmington. That is the United States of America, the great hope for the world that we share today. God bless you all, and thank you.
The amazing thing about Sean and people like Sean, the thing that makes him a hero, a true hero, it's not the way he left us. It's rather the life he led. His desire to make the world a better place makes him a hero. And I can think of no greater way to honor Sean's memory, to honor Sean's life, than the joy and the laughter that will be on this playground for many, many years. So thank you, Sean.
Thank you, Joe. At this time, I just want to give you a brief synopsis of really why we're here today. 10 years ago, we built playgrounds in Mississippi, 3 of the first 100% handicap accessible playgrounds in the history of that state. And we did that because a little third grade class reached out to us from the Bay St. Louis, Mississippi school. 7 years later, they reach out to us after Hurricane Sandy and send Christmas gifts to us. And after the Sandy Hook Elementary School tragedy, where we had the privilege of working with the families of 26 angels, and we completed that project in record time, each one built by the brothers and sisters of those angels, and with the support and trust and courage of the moms and dads. But they were so healed and felt so good about that, they didn't want that project to end. Josephine Gay, a beautiful little 7-year-old's mom and sisters and dad, moved to Sudbury, Massachusetts. And they wanted to know whether we could pay it forward to this community here in the greater Boston area. And the next thing we know, we were sitting down with Sean's mom and dad and sisters and brother and brother-in-law. And the next thing we know, we have a playground here. So the project is truly amazing. I get way too much credit, as do the people who physically built this project. It is the most selfish project that we would ever come across, because we get so much more than we would ever give. We have the privilege of meeting an amazing family. Our goal simply is to have Sean's memory and legacy continue through us. And I think, as you can see, we've accomplished that here today. Sean Collier built this playground here, and he's going to build a lot more. And he's going to continue to send the message of patriotism, of his love of the flag, his love of children, his love of the New England Patriots, much to some of our dismay. But the truth is that Sean is very much here. We were hoping that we would get some champion football players here, and we would hope that we would get a crowd. but we really only needed one giant, one hero, and one angel to be here today, and that's Sean Collier. And when we completed this project, the truth is, and we're not making this up because we have the pictures to prove it, and these things happen because while we used to believe in angels, now we know there are angels. The sky above us turned red, white, and blue. And we feel that that was Sean's message to us, that we accomplished our goal. So at this time, to close it out, before we unveil the dedication and cut the ribbon, I'm going to ask his brother Andy to come forward and to share a couple of words. Andy Collier.
Thank you. First, I'd like to start by thanking everyone involved in this project. Obviously, we've heard of a lot of people, and I'm not going to go through and thank everyone again. There's a lot of children here that are ready to play. When I was asked to speak by my mom, I kind of decided this time I was going to wait and see what kind of came to me. And the other day I was walking around the park. We had finished building. I was talking to some of the fantastic people that built this park. And I started to reflect. Terrible things have happened to my family, and we continue to feel the effects today. But as long as that list of effects are, there's a longer list of great things that have happened. Amazing things that continue to happen. We meet these amazing people. We have opportunities to build amazing parks and do great things in Sean's name, and that's really what makes us get through the day. When I look at the park, I think it's one of the most fitting things for Sean I can think of. Sean loved kids. He had a way with kids that I don't have, but I love kids, but they just gravitate towards him. And as I was standing there, I leaned over to my sister and made sure I remembered correctly. When Sandy Hook happened, which we've heard about today, Sean posted on his Facebook page, and it's still there today, that he's thinking of the victims and that he wishes he was one of the first responders on the scene. That's Sean. He wanted to help. He wanted to be there for everything, and it really is the spirit of Sean, and the love of kids and everything just makes this park perfect. I also just think about the future, and one day me bringing my kids here and saying, hey, that MIT panel, I hung that up, and this is for your uncle. And though they'll never meet him, they'll know everything about him. And I can't wait to bring them here to play on this playground, to play with their uncle. And finally, I think about Sean's dedication to community policing. When you walk around this park, you'll see messages on there that my nieces and my cousins drew and wrote, that cops are our friends, and look both ways before crossing the street, and don't talk to strangers. And I hope that when kids come and play and they ask their parents, what does this say? What does it mean? That it provides an opportunity for parents to have a good talk with their kids. And maybe one day a police officer will be standing here to check out the park and remember Sean, and it'll be an opportunity for them to get to know a family that's playing here and really continue that legacy of community policing that Sean loved so much and Sean believed in so much. So I don't want to ramble on all day. Like I said, there's lots of kids here who want to play, so I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Where Angels Play. Thank you to everyone that's come, everyone that was involved. You all know who you are. And please look into Where Angels Play, donate, help them out. I feel like this is one of the greatest charities, and I feel like it's one that Sean would truly, truly believe in. So thank you very much.
Okay, I'm going to ask the family to come join Andy here. We're going to have the dedication of the plaque, and then we'll have the ribbon cutting with Willa and Cameron. So if you can come forward here.
It was probably about, I think, a year ago now that I got a Facebook message from Sean's roommate saying that, you know, his friend's uncle's co-worker's best friend, this guy Bill Lavin, had reached out, and that he builds playgrounds in memory of people, and he was interested in connecting with us and discussing doing one with Sean. And you know, I went on the website and immediately just knew that this was just the perfect way to honor Sean, and you know, brought it to my family, and they completely agreed wholeheartedly. So we were, you know, staring down the prospect of a pretty major trial, anniversaries coming up, some pretty hard times, and this gave us something that we could take some time out from all of that and get excited about a really positive way to remember Sean. So it's been really a savior for us in a lot of ways, and now we're here doing it, and this build has been something we've been looking forward to, and we know that now, decades down the road, we're going to be able to continue to come here and bring people here and talk about Sean and remember him. So I can't thank you enough for giving us that, because it means so much. So thank you for being a part of it.
It's all part of us. We can all choose love. It'll lift you up if you let it in. Let the heat